Hello and welcome to a slightly different video on Kakuchopurei, where today, instead of reviewing a smartphone by writing, we decided to switch it up a bit and put out a video instead. And in front of us, it might not look much. It's not a flagship. It's not something that costs you 5,000 to 6,000 ringgits. You can call it an entry-level phone, but in our opinion, sometimes something that is good does not necessarily come in a great packaging that blows you out of the water. So in front of us today, we have, as you can see from the screen, it's an OPPO A5 Pro 5G. So you can consider this as an entry-level smartphone, runs on Android, and obviously it's by OPPO. And entry-level phones are a dime a dozen. Tons of them in the market. It's meant to be affordable for entry-level. But then again, they've been receiving an unfair criticism all these years. A lot of people assume just because they are entry-level, they are of low specs, they don't deserve the attention, and the consumer don't really want it. Apparently people are just looking for the expensive ones, but that is so far from the truth. Because at the end of the day, if you're buying a car, you don't buy Mercedes first, right? You buy maybe a Toyota or something that's more affordable but does its job. Pound for pound, or ringgit by ringgit, or dollar by dollar, could be better than those that cost 4-5-6 times more. So a quick background about the OPPO A5 Pro 5G. The reason we feel this might be something of a sleeper hit is, first of all, the starting price, when it's released, it's very, very recently released. It goes for 1099 Malaysian ringgit. However, if we are not mistaken, you can go around and search for really, really good bargains, and you can even get it below 1K. And that makes this a very, very interesting proposition. So a quick rundown, because when as we mentioned earlier, when people talk about entry-level mobile phones, they would question the build quality, the feel of it. Right on the specs sheet, it has IP69 water and dust resistance on the A5 Pro 5G, so which is pretty much impressive, especially for this price point, and the sort of, once you compare this particular model and its other rivals, contemporaries from other brands, to get that sort of certification, you probably have to add another 500, 600, 700 ringgit to be on that sort of toughness. It comes with 5,800 milliamp batteries. That would easily last you a day and a half, 2 days at least. And if we are not mistaken, correct, we will put the actual number there if we got it wrong, but even the flagship model, which is the S25 Ultra on Samsung, shares the same size of battery capacity. It only comes with one set of specs, which is 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 of storage space. Not the greatest, but then again, with all those cloud saving capabilities out there, you should be able to get by that. So we're just gonna unbox it. We've already cut the plastic slightly earlier. And another issue about modern phones is that you don't get much when you open the box, right? Especially with the big brands, you don't get a charging block. You just get the basic wires. So let's see what we get from this. Oops. Okay, so obviously we have all the paperwork, which is kind of cool. I don't know if you're into reading that, you can read that, but nothing new there. So it comes with a case. It's not a hard shell case, but a case nonetheless. Keeps your phone protected until at least you find a proper case that you wanna. It's a bit on the flimsy side, but hey, still better than nothing coming out of the box. We have the phone right here. Let's see how we get this off. Alright, this is easy. Oops. There you go. This is the one that we have in hand. The color is not that bad actually. And the thing about phones nowadays, doesn't matter whether it's the top end or whether it's the entry level, is they all look generic, they all look the same. And sadly to say, it does have that feel as well. It does look a bit similar to brands which we shall not mention in this video. But however, if you think about it, for this price point, that finishing that you get, it's not that bad actually. We appreciate the camera bumps isn't that thick, so even if you put it under, put it flat, it will still rock, but it wouldn't rock that much. That's cool. Let's put this aside for a while. So what else that comes out of the box? Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, when was the last time that you bought a smartphone and you actually get a charging brick? And this charging brick comes with, let's see, with a 45 watt. That's pretty cool. Should be able to charge it pretty quickly. Okay, it sucks it's not USB-C to C, but hey, can't win everything, right? So you got a decently length cable here, and that's it out of the box. So even though there's nothing to shout about in the experience of unboxing, it's still better that you get a charging brick. So that alone is a win for us. And this sort with USB-A to C, it's quite hard to get nowadays. So yeah, cool. Nice job, OPPO. Alright, let's go back to the phone. The phone feels good in hand. I'll be very frank to you. When you talk about entry-level phones at this price point, you can pick this up and ask anyone to guess the price of it. It does not feel like a phone that costs slightly over 1,000 ringgit. And even lucky if if you're able to get a unit for under 1,000 ringgit. Feels good actually. So the phone comes with a 6.67 inch display, and it has a screen ratio of 89.9, which gives you a lot of screen estate here. The bezels are very equal. It's not that bad. It feels like they've pre-installed screen protector, which is good. Got a small card out here, up here for the microphone. And the resolution goes up to 1604 by 720 pixels with a maximum refresh rate of 120 Hz. So there you go. It's so hard to find entry-level phones nowadays which share a lot of specs characteristics of the top end. And to make it better, these specs are probably equal to the flagships of 2-3 years ago at a quarter of the price they were selling. What else we can talk about? The pixel density is nothing to shout about. The camera, nothing to shout about. Obviously, let's be realistic. We are talking about an entry-level phone. There is a significant chin on here. Some might complain, but if you look at it on the bright side, it does deter a lot of accidental touches, and especially for video games as well, because if you're looking at it from a perspective of a mobile gaming part and you play it on the side, you want to make sure that your touches are not spilling over, especially affected by your palms. So good in a way. Some might not like it, but it might work very well for online gaming, for mobile gaming actually. As you can see here, there are a number of pre-installed games, and we're not huge fans of ColorOS, but can always customize it to your liking. Then again, custom OSs or operating systems are very rarely a deal breaker for us, so we will not add it into the negativity or complaint from all of it. Let's check the camera here with Deadpool. So we have to be frank with you. So it looks like that's a loud one. It's not bad actually. I mean, the colors are rich, they are very striking. Let's try a quick one with dog pool over here. Okay, not bad. If we are to nitpick issues with the device, it would be obviously if you're going for the entry level market, and especially the mobile gaming section, would help a lot if they had a 3.5mm jack on the phone. And that's very much the issue, because understanding your target demographic and what they have and what they can afford and the reason they're getting a device to begin with goes a long way. Under the hood, the device runs on MediaTek's Dimensity 6300. Obviously not the strongest or the fastest processor in the market right now, but for the task that is required of the phone, it's more than adequate. So again, it's not going to be something that we're going to dock any points off. Speaking of AI, so as we understand, the AI capabilities that comes with the phone would be, one of it is AI eraser sort, which a lot of phones in the market comes with nowadays, and you can actually even get them even if the phone isn't built for AI, which is via the Google, the Google Photo app. But then again, hey, good, it's being embedded in, but I would feel rather than putting an AI capability which might actually affect other factors in the device, maybe OPPO should have put more effort into put into the materials in building this phone, or put even into the processors, which we feel your target users would appreciate more. So this device comes in two colors, mocha brown, which is this one, but we think it looks more like a gunmetal gray, which is pretty cool. And the other one is called bloom pink, which is very unicorn-like. It looks as if something that was just plucked right out of a Care Bears movie. One of the selling points or spiel that OPPO has been pushing for this particular device is the toughness of it. So they are claiming military-grade shock resistance, obviously IP69 water and dust resistance, and it does feel sturdy. Dare we say, probably the sturdiest feeling entry-level device that we've ever set our hands on to date, because some even mid-tier devices nowadays, they do feel plasticky and cheap. So good on OPPO for coming up with something that not only looks at least 1,000 ringgit more expensive than its actual price, which is around 1099. Put it in the hand of any stranger and ask them to guess the price of it, they would easily say probably 1,007, 1,008, or even 2,000 ringgit. So overall thoughts on the OPPO A5 Pro 5G is that this is a phone that is severely underpriced. Based on what you get, based on the feel of it, based on the experience of fiddling with it, running around, this is a device that in typical cases people are complaining about, oh, they are too expensive for what's being delivered. But this is, OPPO could have gotten away by putting a bit more, a few hundred ringgits extra on this, because it does deliver more than what's mentioned on the tin. We're not saying you should be overselling or overpricing your devices down the road, but if this is the trend that is going to come out of OPPO moving forward, especially on entry to mid-level devices, I think the big brands out there should be worried. On top of that, realizing that coming up with this case, even though you might not be using this case in the long run, and a charging brick goes a long way. So I hope other manufacturers, other brands take note, and this is what we want to see more when it comes from brands releasing entry-level devices. We are more than happy to give it a solid 8 out of 10 for the OPPO A5 Pro 5G, and if you are interested in getting it, hop on over to OPPO's website. or you can look around. I'm pretty sure there are some offers already up on Shopee and even on Lazada, but make sure that they are from legit sellers. This is a device that you would actually be surprised on what it's actually able to deliver once you get it in hand. So hope you enjoy this slightly different approach when it comes to reviewing devices. And if you have any comments and recommendations, do drop them in the comment section below. Appreciate the likes. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to Kakuchopurei. We are aiming to hit hopefully 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And we'll see you next time.